So McDonald's reached out to us with this idea for this activation for this event they were throwing in Adelaide for the first time called Gather Round. Thousands of people coming through every day, and they wanted to have a unique activation where people could get their own cards created. So McDonald's has this thing called a captain's card. They wanted a trading card size print, both double-sided with names on both sides. And the current cards actually have embossing and gold foiling, and the client wanted it to be exactly the same as the current card that they had.
We wanted to recreate our cards that are being sold in store, and I reached out to multiple suppliers in Adelaide and nationally, and I couldn't find anyone that was able to do this for us on the spot. And then I found SnapSnap, and they were so happy and willing to work out how we were going to work through it together and ultimately give the fans what they want.
So when I actually saw the lead, I looked at it and I said, I know instant printing technology pretty well, and I don't think there's any machine on the market that can make a trading card with those features and that detailing, like print on demand. So looking at it initially, I was quite hesitant, but with our business at SnapSnap, we like to think about what we can do rather than what we can't do. Our client SEN, who was representing McDonald's, reached out to pretty much every photo booth company in Adelaide, and everyone pretty much said no. I kind of knew that most people wouldn't want to take on a job of this magnitude, and I just really thought, how could we actually provide a feasible solution that would keep our client happy? And I quickly came up with two separate solutions, which I thought were quite close. Even knowing that we couldn't do the embossing and we couldn't do the gold foiling. I think the main essence of what they wanted was they just didn't want it to look like a photograph that was printed or like a piece of paper. This was one of the most challenging things that we'd have to find the solution for. And I know that McDonald's wanted this card to look as perfect as possible. So we ended up going with the most expensive card, which had the best print. The biggest difference between the two cards is one of them was true edge to edge with great color reproduction, and the other one was almost there, but not quite. There was always like a little white edge on the side, and I knew that they weren't going to be happy with that. Ultimately, we went with the best quality for both prototypes.
SnapSnap were really great in the sense that they showed me all different options. They gave me samples of each option so that I could choose which one I liked better. In the end, they were just really striving to give us that premium look and feel, which is what we were hoping to achieve, and I think we've done that.
I believe personally, like every setup that we do should always be clean, regardless of where we are. Down to the littlest setups like birthdays, parties, down to the highest of events like today. Today we're at the Elder Parkway. We're doing it for, I'm at an event for Macca's AFL. And personally, I'm a very clean person myself, so I want to put that and show that in my work.
Some details we focused on were making sure that our lights were all pointing in the same symmetrical direction, and our backdrop was completely flat and straight.
Made sure everything was tight, everything screwed in. I set up the camera next. Camera, just made sure obviously it was centered with the backdrop at an even distance from the backdrop. And then right behind the camera, I just set up the flash as well. Hooked everything up together. Just started doing testing with the printer and everything. Testing all the photos, and I'm making sure everything looked good. Lighting was good. The photos were coming out nice and crispy.
As with all of our SnapSnap setups, we spent a lot of time and effort to make sure that all the cables were hidden, looking neat and almost invisible. From the outside, if someone was walking past, we wanted to make sure that it looked like everything was brand new the whole way through. We've got 4 days on site. We're here pretty much from beginning to end of Gather Round. Behind the scenes, getting up to this point, we've spent months planning out this solution for McDonald's. It's been a lot of blood, sweat and tears going into this project. We're really proud of what we've come up with.
So the attention to detail that SnapSnap have shown throughout the whole process of this project is unlike anything I've seen before. Danny and the team have just done such a good job on making sure that all the coloring's right, the fonts are correct, the design and artwork are perfect, so that the finished product today is just exactly what we needed.
We have 18 different AFL teams, and each one of those teams has both a gold version of the card and a red version of the card. So we're talking about having our software handle 36 different variations of templates. And one piece of detail that we really wanted to focus on was that the name on your card needs to correlate to the team that you've picked. And there's no easy way of automatically doing that. But we were so detail oriented with this job that we wanted to get it right, and we had to do that manually.
Customer experience and the interactions with them have just been amazing. It's always pleasant to see them, enjoy the experience that we provide them. And it's that joy that they get after they receive that product is just unbeatable. It's honestly unbeatable.
We went through a total of around 1,450 cards. So that is a crazy number over the course of 4 days. The reaction to the final printed product from our users was just like nothing we'd ever seen before. The magic of the cards that we produced was that people didn't understand how we could turn it around on demand. It's never been done before to print a double-sided card with someone's name on it, like on demand within a minute. So I think the reception was insane. And this is something that these footy fan children like dream about having. Like not everyone gets the chance to have their own captain's card. So it was a very magical experience and the look on their faces was unbelievable.